So today I need to take care of a couple of annoying things in my new Toyota Tacoma. Both I've caused myself. The first one, let's take a look inside here. I have Pedal Commander installed on the truck, which I love, by the way. It just kind of crisps up the acceleration a little bit. But I put some double-sided tape on the back, and it is very sticky, and that's the perfect place for it right there too. I mean, it's an awesome place for it, but unfortunately it's hot down here in South Texas, and the truck's outside a lot. So every time I come out, I find, and you wouldn't think, as sticky as that feels, right? I find it like that, just kind of dangling there because it's so hot that it won't adhere, it won't stick. Now, I could put a bracket on there and some screws or something like that, but I don't want to damage the surface here. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to go ahead and leave it set where I have it because I've got it dialed in where I like it. And I run it at Sport Plus 3. That's where I'm going to leave it set because that seems to work the best for me, my needs, and what I want. And then the good thing about this is you can tuck it up underneath and it remembers the settings, so you don't ever have to screw with it again. I like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tuck it up underneath there, leave it alone. I will use just a simple zip tie or something so that if I want to change it, I can just kind of reach up under there and bring it back down. But otherwise, it will be hidden, out of sight, and I can still control it via Bluetooth on the phone. So I really don't need that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get that tucked up under there, and then I'm going to show you the next thing that I did that did not work. It's a fail, sort of. Okay, that was pretty simple. You can see there is no residue or anything left from the adhesive. I know sometimes that's a concern. And the Pedal Commander, it is up underneath there, wired up, no issues. Now, the second thing that I have to fix or mess with today is my homemade phone holder. You know, I had such high hopes for this thing. I had it right over here in this area. It was double-sided taped, kind of right in there, a little bit better than that. But I came out the other morning and it was laying like this. Again, a result of the temperatures and the failure of adhesive tape, I guess. It just doesn't work. You know, the best, I think, phone holder that you can have is something that's held in mechanically. Screws, bolts, something, clamps, I don't know, something that holds it in. So I have to figure out a different solution because frankly this just isn't going to work. You know, I had this crazy idea. I would take something like this and somehow fasten it down here and have it rise up, and then my phone could go, you know, right here. Obviously that's absurd, that's crazy, but at least I could fasten it somewhere down below. So I'm gonna spend some time looking at this, see if I can come up with a better idea. You know, I had thought maybe this panel here came off and I could somehow put some sort of a bracket under it or somewhere, I don't know, and be able to still utilize the bracket that I made by mounting it somewhere up in here. I could bend it a little bit further or whatever I needed to do to get the right angle. I don't think I'd even need to do that. But unfortunately, that panel seems to be kind of attached to the screen like it's all one unit or something. So it doesn't really pull off. That's kind of a bummer. So I'm going to have to come up with something else. Okay, I've got kind of a backwoods solution. Not a great solution. But keep in mind, this is a temporary thing only to be used when I want to film, right? So I'm thinking I can mount the camera on the end here and then just use a little hand clamp to hold it down. I did put some rubber underneath here so it doesn't scuff up the top of the handle here. Maybe an actual use for this thing. And then I'm going to twist the holder here so that it kind of comes around. Obviously, if the camera's pointing that way, it doesn't do me much good. Although maybe I could loosen the head here. Let's see, the magnet. Let's just find out. I don't think it'll give me, yeah, it doesn't have enough give, a rotation rather, to get the camera pointing at me. So I would have to twist my bracket So it may ruin it. I don't know, but it's not doing me any good the way it is right now. So I think I'm going to go over to the workbench and see if I can't put a little twist in this to turn it my way. It is just aluminum, so I should be able to twist it. Let's find out. All right, let's see if we can put some twist in this thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, honestly. If it were a little bit thinner aluminum, I probably could, but this is really probably too thick, and I don't really have the right tool either, but you gotta work with what you've got, right? All right, let's see if I can put any twist in this thing. Well, looks like I can. And I'm only eyeing it. I don't know how much twist I need, so... Of course, it took off some of my lovely paint job. I'll have to repaint, but you can see I did put some twist in it. So I don't know. Let's see if it makes any difference. I mean, I know it's going to make a difference, but I don't know if it makes a big enough difference. Okay, we've got it twisted. Wow. Actually, maybe I went too far. I don't know. I'm surprised. Just put this on here to hold it. And that's what I would be left with. And then, let's see, with the phone, it would be pretty much like that. And it should tilt a little bit more. I mean, you guys can see this is the video I would be getting. It needs to kind of twist up a little more. My head is almost disappearing at the top of the screen. We're going for video quality for you guys, right? So I think if I bent it back a little bit down here at the bottom, kind of angled it a little bit more, because I can't go anymore with the magnet, then I think I would be able to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. Again, keep in mind, this is temporary. If this works, I'll get a smaller clamp so that it's not sticking into the passenger side, if you will. But it looks like, I mean, there would be more movement, it looks like, but it isn't going to go anywhere. So let me bend this back just a little bit this way, see how that works. All right, I think it's a success, at least for this application of what I'm trying to do. There it is. That is my new holding solution. And again, this is held mechanically, so it isn't going anywhere. Is it as stable as it was up here? The answer to that's no. Probably because I have this pad under here, so it's got a little bit of cushion to it. Maybe not a bad thing if you're riding around, but let's stick the phone on here. And there's the angle that I would get from the phone, so I think the picture's good for what it is. I mean, this would basically be the video, or at least what you would see, but I think it's a decent angle for the option that I have. I mean, if I was really crazy, I guess I would drill a hole through this holder, you know, and then fasten it on there. It would be very stable then. But I would have a hole in this, and obviously I don't want to do that because it would be a permanent thing. Although, I suppose I could do that, and then sometime down the road when I sell the truck, I could put a little round plug in it, if you will, that would kind of cover it up. But nonetheless, it still isn't a great solution. This works. I would go with a smaller clamp. This is too big. And I could get one. Should be pretty easy to find at the Lowe's. So the only thing left to do now is to get out on the road. I think I'll just drive around the block or something. I'll bring you guys with me and we'll test it and see if it actually works. We are doing a road test. Testing. I want to see what the volume is like, particularly if I'm looking straight ahead like this. This is kind of testing with you guys. Particularly if I'm looking ahead like this and not talking directly at the camera. I think The placement is good. I think it's not ideal. It's not straight on to me, but nonetheless, I guess you can see up my nose a little bit, but that's okay. I'm sure that doesn't bother you. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. But anyway, I think the placement is good. I want to drive down a little bit of a bumpy area here, see what the stability is like, because there is a little bit more movement with this than there was when it was up by the radio, which would have been an ideal place. It really sucks that it wouldn't stick up there well enough, but nonetheless, I think this is pretty good. Hopefully the air, which I think is blowing on the back of the camera, is not causing any kind of wind noise or anything. I don't think so. It should be good. You're probably hearing raindrops on the windshield more than that. And that's because we are under a tropical storm watch here. We have a tropical storm at the time I'm filming this in the Gulf. And we'll see. It's just supposed to skirt my area, so we really shouldn't have any issues other than maybe a lot of rain, some wind, but not the horrible stuff that comes with a stronger storm. And by the way, this is supposed to turn into a hurricane. I think it's going to head up to probably Louisiana, around the Lafayette. I think it's Lafayette, I think anyway, area. Which, by the way, not more than a few weeks ago, we drove right through coming back from Ohio. So, lucky for us, I guess we didn't wait to leave later. Anyway, you guys will have to let me know what you think of this. I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to have to do something with that clamp. It's obviously too big, although it's a temporary thing. I mean, when I'm not using it, I can just take it off and put it in the compartment here and be done with it. So maybe I'll just leave it since it works okay anyway. I'd hate to get something smaller and it doesn't have enough oomph to really hold the camera on. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. And again, leave a comment. Let me know. And don't forget to subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I really would appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Bye.